Okay, in this video, we're going to cover how to get your gown on and then how to do the closed gloving technique. So I've already opened my gown pack. I've placed my gloves on top of my pack. I went and scrubbed my hands and now I'm soaking wet. Again, we're going to dry our hands, but first, when you open your gown pack, you do want to ensure that your little indicator strip is actually sterilized. So we see that it is, we're happy. We're gonna grab our towel. Remember, with the toweling, you do the top half of your towel for one hand all the way down to the elbow, and then take your bottom half of the towel, do your other hand all the way down to your elbow, and just drop your towel. At this point, I did not just touch my face. At this point, we're going to grab our gown and we're going to look at our gown. The way that it's laying is kind of with the neck piece making a happy face at us. We're going to grab our pack, our little gown pack, and we're going to step away from our table. When I am ready to put my gown on, I'm going to hold it at the top of the neck and let the gown just fall. I don't want the gown to touch the floor, but I also don't want my gown to touch the table or anything else that's not considered sterile. So at this point, I can find my armholes in my gown and just kind of slip it onto myself like so. I am not going to poke my hands through though. I'm going to keep my hands like little sock puppets. And somebody else on my team will help come and tie me up so that I can continue to get my gloves on and head to surgery. I'm just keeping my hands inside the sleeves. You'll have a partner on your team who will help you tie your gown without touching any parts that are clean. So at this point, I'm ready to do my closed gloving technique. And I'm keeping my hands within my little sleeves the whole time. I'm going to take my little glove packet, and just like the open gloving, I'm going to go ahead and just open it up to where I can see both of my gloves. And I'm okay to touch the inside of my gown pack here because that's all considered sterile. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my gloves. Closed gloving is a little tricky. What we want to do is grab our glove with our palms facing upwards. That's how we're going to place our gloves onto our hands. So for my right hand glove, I'm going to do this one first. I'm going to place it, this is how I grabbed it, but I'm going to place it like this. So cuff to cuff, this is the cuff, this is the cuff, and then thumb to thumb. If you can see, that's the thumb, and here's my thumb in my sleeve. So it goes cuff to cuff and thumb to thumb. And at this point, with my other little sock puppet hand, I'm going to open the cuff of the glove, which can sometimes be a little tricky, and I'm going to start to put it around the cuff of my sleeve. And this can be weird. Don't get discouraged. It takes a little bit of maneuvering. But eventually, once I get the glove sort of on my hand, I can come back here and grab my sleeve and pull my sleeve to where I can start getting all of my fingers inside of my glove. And at this point, I'm going to really pull my cuff up high over my gown, okay? So this is the gloved hand with my sleeve still pretty much underneath, and you can rearrange the sleeve as much as you need to get comfortable. You've got some wiggle room, okay? Now that I have one glove on, the process gets a little bit easier. So just the same as the other side, we're going to take our left hand glove, we're going to go cuff to cuff and thumb to thumb. I'm going to open my little hole. I say it and it's tricky. I'm going to open my little hole so that I can start to slide my hand inside of the glove. And again, look, 2 fingers in one hole. You just have to maneuver yourself a little bit, and you just have to do a little bit of working to get your glove on all 5 fingers. So 5 fingers are in. Look at that little weird spot hanging out. At this point, I can grab my cuff and pull it up high over my sleeve, and then I can adjust my fingers to where my gloves are actually on, they're comfortable, and I am ready like a church boy to stand here and wait for surgery to begin. That is your gowning and closed gloving technique.